one season in the sun on Santa Cruz Voice. Wednesday, July 1. New California laws take effect today, including tougher rules, holding parents accountable when minors riding e-bikes cause crashes. This should have happened a long time ago. I didn't know. It's thankfully no longer an excuse. Also today, after more than a century, the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library officially opens. It's about damn time Teddy Roosevelt protected millions of acres of public land and helped shape America's conservation movement. Hard to believe it took this long for him to get a presidential library. The Los Angeles leg of Major League Cricket begins today at the league's new Southern California venue, which is expected to host cricket during the 2028 Summer Olympics. We were invited down for opening day, but the timing just didn't work. It's a big step for cricket in the United States. I also got invited to the 2026 FIFA World Cup watch party at San Pedro Square, where they were expecting 10,000 to 15,000 people. Between that and virtually no parking, I politely passed it. I like being able to leave events within a week, and I don't think this was one of those. Taste Test Tuesday on a Wednesday. Let's get into it.
This is what happens when you're running late. You don't have time to preview it. All right, so you know what? Yeah, it is July 1st. Almost missed the fact that Teddy Roosevelt was finally getting a presidential library. I was going to spend more time on that in the opener. In fact, I'm going to do weather, and I'm going to come right back to this. Let's see. It is 63 in Monterey, 61 in Santa Cruz, 67 in Hollister, 65 in Salinas, 66 in San Francisco, 75 in San Jose. Let's see, 73 in Gorman, which is on the way to Anaheim, where it is cloudy and 72. I'm gonna bring Kent in early because we got a lot to go over with this here. So here we go.
Kent from Greater Omaha, salt of the earth, no masquerade. Gets on easy around the black Escalade. It's Kent from Greater Omaha. Kent from Greater Omaha. No.
Are you there?
No. Yeah, no, I just like how it ended. No.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Like, just negate the whole opening.
Yep. Well,
No, I'm really here, though.
Of course, we're doing mono today on this, but that's okay. We'll deal with this. Yeah, that was something when I saw this, and I saw it late, and then I had to go back and prepare a little bit for it. How the hell is it possible that it took more than 100 years for, because John Muir was an advocate, right? But Teddy Roosevelt was the guy that had to make it happen because John Muir wasn't getting it done by himself. And how is it that a guy that it was this important to conservation, the national park system, all of this stuff, took 100 years for him to get a presidential library? I mean, Woodrow Wilson has one at Stanford.
Well,
it is Wilson, isn't it? Wait a minute, hold on.
I mean,
Whose presidential library is at Stanford University? I believe it's Stanford. I believe it is. Herbert Hoover. Sorry. And I'm just like, I mean, his official presidential library is in West Branch, Iowa, but the thing is, it was like, how is it possible that this didn't happen sooner? I mean, you have so many presidents. I mean, and I think part of it is that that Teddy Roosevelt only lived till 60. He, was president.
He did die young.
He did die young. He was president earlier in his life.
He didn't waste a single second of his life.
Well, here's the thing too. He wasn't like a lot of politicians are. He wasn't a self-aggrandizing narcissist. I mean, it's, there are many things he could have been interested in. And so Teddy Roosevelt reminds me of how Chaucer described Sir Ulrich in A Knight's Tale. It's like, he spent a year in silence in Italy just to understand the sound of a whisper. I mean, this is the guy that went to the Badlands, spent 4 years, recalibrated his life, and then was like, I got to do something with my life. And then he really started his climb into what he became. And yeah, he did not waste a second, really, but he was. But there's some interesting historical anomalies, like Teddy Roosevelt saw Lincoln's funeral procession. Like that is so, you think of Lincoln and Roosevelt in two completely different time genres, but yet they were in the same time genre because Roosevelt was alive when Lincoln died, and you're just like, wow, yeah. that is crazy that it makes that there is that correlation between them.
There were samurai at the time of the Civil War.
Yeah. No, oh God, I remember there was that video game for I think it was PS1, Bushido blade, and at the end of it, the military got revolvers and repeating rifles, and it's just like, wow. I guess that would end this Age of the Samurai. I'm just saying that would end.
Pretty well did.
Yeah, pretty well did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, hold on. But it was just their lives crossing like that you never really thought that it would. Not that I'm giving play by play, but Belgium is down to Senegal by a goal. Of course, England was down to somebody else by a goal earlier. I watched it and I still can't remember who it was.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Was the first sitting president to ride in an automobile, fly in an airplane, and dive in a submarine. He also skinny dipped in the Potomac River.
Okay. All right. So here's part of the reason. Teddy Roosevelt died in 1919. The modern presidential library system didn't begin until Franklin Roosevelt, narcissist, created his library in the late 1930s. So
Oh, well.
during
well,
the
who did he
middle
dedicate
during
his
the
library
middle of
to?
it, during the middle of his terms, presidents before FDR generally had their papers scattered around family members, universities, and the Library of Congress. His papers were preserved elsewhere. Largest collection of Roosevelt's documents had long been housed at Harvard University, so it wasn't the same urgency to build a dedicated museum. This project is about place, not paperwork. The library is in Medora, North Dakota, because Roosevelt repeatedly said his years in the Badlands transformed him from a wealthy New Yorker into the leader that became president. He said, "I would rather not have been president He said, "I would not have been president had it not been for my experiences in North Dakota." The location is meant to tell the story where it actually happened. And America's 250th birthday made the timing perfect. Organizers intentionally targeted July 4th, 2026, the dedication day, opening to coincide with the nation's sesquicentennial, and Roosevelt was president during America's 125th anniversary celebration in 1901, making the celebration, the symbolism especially fitting. It is a 96,000 square foot facility, apparently the largest building in North Dakota. I'm just kidding. No, it's not. And visitors can walk across its living green roof, which blends into the landscape. It is designed to be carbon neutral using geothermal technology, solar power, and sustainable construction. And instead of focusing on artifacts, it immerses exhibits and AI called Campfire that lets visitors explore Roosevelt's speeches, letters, and photographs conversationally. Yes. And yeah, it may seem odd that one of America's most influential presidents is now only getting his presidential library, but he actually predates the library system. But, you know, it's not in New York or Washington. It's in the North Dakota Badlands. And
well, it's happening now because you can interact with an AI-driven Theodore Roosevelt avatar.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's not why it's happening. It's just like, you know, since it is happening, you can do that. So, yeah.
Might as well.
I mean, I realized that was news, and I didn't hit the thingy yet. But yes, that there was news. Okay, there you go.
News you can ruse.
Okay, there we go. Hold on.
It's that time again, where everything's breaking and nothing's fixed. Local storms, weird politics, and some with emotional support, iguana stealing the spotlight. That's your news with Kent from Greater Omaha.
All right. So, here we go. Police in Hollister are warning parents after 3 separate e-bike crashes sent young riders to the hospital in just 1 week. Officers say all 3 crashes involved juveniles, raising renewed concerns about speed, helmet use, and whether kids fully understand the rules of the road.
I'm going to say that they don't.
What? No, that's crazy.
I mean, because
they're not born with the rules of the road written on their hearts.
Well, the part of it is, well, okay, I'm going to say nobody's bothering to explain any of them to them, because kids on regular bicycles generally treat stop signs as, well, I can sneak through here before other cars go. And
right.
And there, I mean, look, if it weren't e-bikes, it would be kids going downhill on the new motocross bike, new motocross bicycles, and trying to get themselves killed. But e-bikes are making it worse.
E-bikes that they can jailbreak and make them go 65 miles an hour.
Yes.
And that is not exactly a scooter anymore. That's something else.
Yep.
Hollister police say they've responded to at least 26 e-bike related crashes this year, with several resulting in serious injuries. Doctors say e-bikes can travel much faster than traditional bicycles, meaning crashes can cause injuries more similar to motorcycle accidents.
Wait. And it took a doctor to let them know that it could go faster than a bicycle? Wow. Medical profession is worth something now. Oh, I mean...
Yeah, well, what are you going to trust your lying eyes?
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the views of Santa Cruz Voice.
I mean, I knew it was a thing. I mean, I'm Taste Test Tuesdaying earlier. I'm sorry. This is,
All right.
You can do this stuff, but I smelled these things earlier. And there, go ahead. You do your
All
thing,
right.
and
Well,
I'll give you a report on them later. Yeah.
Absolutely. What is news without some rustling? Police are urging parents to talk with their children about safe riding, proper protective gear, and traffic awareness before letting them hit the streets.
Well,
officials say a e-bike.
See, and here's the part where the only way you're going to get parents to do some of this stuff is if parents face some jail time over it, because it's already a law that somebody under 18 has to wear a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a law. How often do you see? Well, how often do I see kids multiple times a day riding both skateboards and bicycles and e-bikes without a helmet? So it's already a law, but yet, so we're going to make more laws that people can ignore. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what's your solution?
Oh, I mean,
at least they're trying something,
They never try anything. No, God, I sound like George
It's
Costanza.
not going to work, but they're trying.
In fact, that is a George Costanza quote. They never try anything. No, I mean, where I understand.
It's a law about nothing. All right.
But the issue has long been that juveniles don't listen to a lot of the laws anyway. And I think the fact is that these kids are the ones that they're talking about are $2,000, $3,000, sometimes $4,000 or more $1,000 e-bikes without pedals, which generally classifies them as a third level bike because it is capable of accelerating and going at speeds without any human help whatsoever. And yet, I'm sorry, 13-year-old kids are generally not putting together $3-4 grand for a bike. Somebody is doing it for them, and
well, in $2026, that's like $1,500.
Okay, but that's still not it's still, again, and as we said in the opening, I didn't know that they were going that fast on this $4,000 bike I bought them is no longer an excuse. So we're just going to there. Yes.
Happy birthday. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy birthday. We spent more for this than we did the car out front. So yeah. No.
Yeah. You're going to need to spend more on the medical bills, though.
Yeah.
So I had a friend whose kid, he crashed his e-bike and he injured his foot. And I was like, oh, will that be like a warning to him? Will he use that as a reminder to not? Nope, he crashed it into a pole next. Okay, good. Well,
yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you're on something with two wheels and you crash into something as skinny as a pole, man, you were targeting it, okay? You were trying to do something where you were just barely getting by the pole, and it didn't work.
You're going to flag him for targeting? Yeah. Well, we don't know if he lowered his head or not.
Yeah, well, there you go. Andy doesn't play for the Cornhuskers, so
certainly doesn't.
Hey, if he'd played for the Cornhuskers, he would have had a helmet. So there you go.
He certainly would.
He would have been issued a team-issued helmet. There you go. So there would have been protective gear.
There would have been protection. It would have been safer.
There you go. All right.
Well, I've also got several new California laws that have gone into effect today.
Well, that was one of them, but sure, let's hear some more.
Huh?
That was one, but let's hear some more.
That wasn't a law. That was just a
I thought
alert.
I thought one of the things was One of the things was new ego. No, so they didn't do that. Okay, all right.
No, it's just the police being like, hey, stop letting your kids crash e-bikes. 26 is kind of a lot this year so far.
Yeah, well, okay.
And 3 this week is, what's up with this week? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, healthcare workers at many hospitals and clinics will see wage increases with some minimum hourly pay rates rising as high as $25 an hour.
Okay.
California. Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I
All right. Just letting me know you heard it. Gotcha. In public safety, California is tightening gun sales by restricting licensed dealers from selling certain semi-automatic pistols that can be modified with illegal conversion devices, often called Glock switches. Other new rules affect restaurant allergen labeling, stemming ad volume and oversight. Oh, wait. Nope. That's 2 different things. Other new rules affect restaurant allergen labeling. And I looked up some of the guns that are going to be banned now. Not because the gun did anything, but because if you attach this device to the gun, you can make it fully automatic. It's basically an auto sear that you can 3D print, and I guess they can't stop the 3D printers from 3D printing, so they've decided it's easier to ban 4 different Glocks from you cannot sell you cannot sell new ones. You can sell, let's see, what do we have? Existing Glock owners can keep their Glocks. So you're welcome, Glock owners. Police exemptions still exist. Police can still carry Glocks. Imagine a police officer with a Glock switch.
Mm-hmm.
That would be terrifying. Anyway, private party transfers may still be allowed in some circumstances. That seems vague to me. And licensed dealers can no longer sell many of the new Glock style pistols. So
that's also very
that's
big.
a thing. Yes.
That's also very big.
It could be a PSA Dagger, could be a Lone Wolf, could be Shadow Systems. There are lots of Glock clones and compatible weapons that you could use this device on. So, yeah, I think it's kind of a stark acknowledgement that they're like, we could do literally nothing about 3D printers.
Yep.
It's easier for us to stop the sale of guns than to stop the 3D printers from working. Which, I mean, if anyone was paying attention when they started coming out with 3D printers, it was pretty obvious that that was going to be a point they were going to reach.
I mean, Chuck Mangione found it. I mean,
yep,
he made his last flugelhorn.
That's right. Did you know that there's a way that you can get a 3D printed object and you can make it like really shiny?
Well, there you go.
So it has like a nice finish.
Well, here's some
I've
other.
learned
Okay.
a lot about 3D printing.
So here's some other fun laws here in California today. Gas price, gas excise tax fees rise 2.2 cents to 63.4 cents. And with the federal taxes, that means that if gas in California were free, it would still be $1.07. Restaurants must disclose all major allergens. Chains with 20 or more locations have to clearly identify the big 9 allergens: milk, eggs, peanut, tree nuts, wheat, soy, fish, shellfish, and sesame. No money is being put into figuring out why all these people are so allergic to everything now.
I have thoughts.
Sell-by labels are disappearing. Food packaging in California now uses standardized wording, best if used by. Goal is to reduce food waste and consumer confusion. Streaming ads can't be louder than the shows. Services like Netflix and Hulu must keep commercial volume in line with the programming, similar to the rules that have applied to broadcast TV for years. Here's the thing.
Haven't they been doing that with TV for years?
Okay, but here's the problem. And here's why, because everybody says, well, the commercials are still louder. Yes, because the master is louder. So they're not upping the volume when they play it back. It's just recorded and mastered louder. So if somebody isn't sitting there and turning it down, which they're not, thank you to TV stations being allowed to have basically auto playlists. They then can just, it's, as long, if you record it louder and you deliver it to them louder, it's louder. And and they did that because people are running to the restroom or to the kitchen and they want them to be able to hear the commercials. And yeah,
that's such an ancient concept, though.
Yeah,
because that comes from a time when you couldn't pause television.
Yes, or or do like I do. And I will sometimes record things and play it back, and then hit 3 or 4 fast forward, 30-second fast forwards. Of course, they're doing 6s now to get past the commercials when I'm willing to watch something that's recorded, which honestly isn't often. So there's that too. And yeah, no, I mean, it's just there's a lot of stuff in California laws coming from the legislature that are kind of like, well, that'll show you. I mean, it's just like, in California, they're complaining about, how much the gas prices are. Legislature, the governor's office complaining about that. Well, let's make it more expensive. Maybe that's not the best idea right now. It's like, it is just, I mean, there's the whole idea of, well, what are you going to do? Well, should do something, but, I guess that's a thing that is, reserved for whenever, I guess.
Yeah, at least they're trying stuff. I mean, some of the stuff might be unconstitutional on its face, but they're trying it.
Yeah. I mean, it's what's funny is so when I was playing airsoft, it wasn't the Glocks everybody made automatics. It was the Berettas that were automatics. And so are Berettas now illegal?
Well, in airsoft, maybe. In California, in airsoft.
Well, yeah, but fully auto in airsoft has always been a thing. But here's the thing that I'm just kind of not getting. It's like, so these are also affecting, like, they're talking about some of the Sig Sauers, and anybody that's a smithy and has their, knows what they're doing on these things. The Sig Sauers, they have the very adjustable triggers, and so they adjust these things so it's like it takes nothing to run off. So brushes against the trigger can cause them to discharge. And but nobody's sitting there saying, well, adjust the use the weapon properly by making sure that it is that the trigger is set properly. It requires, I mean, I think there should be a requirement of, at least 4 pounds to activate a trigger. And here's kind of the thing. If you, due to whatever, cannot do the 4 pounds, well, we're sorry, but maybe you shouldn't have a firearm. I said the same thing about bump stocks.
Or maybe you should pick up a stick.
I did say, you remember, I did say the same thing about bump stocks. If you need something that makes it so if you hold down the trigger, it basically turns your semi-automatic rifle into a fully automated actuation, you maybe don't need to be operating a firearm. And ADA accommodation be damned, there are, and what's kind of funny too is that, yes, they are, wanting to get rid of things that could be modified like this. However, it's always been illegal to go full auto in, I think it's Texas and Louisiana are the only states left. But
and I think Nevada.
Maybe, but it's also
people go there to on vacation to try a machine gun.
Yes, this is true. But the thing is that you're not allowed to open carry there with that, and it is kind of like, all right, well, this is a thing that they should be paying attention to, but it's also kind of like, well, come on, man. We're making laws to govern things that are already laws so that we show that we've done something, but really what we're doing is we're doing more laws that are impossible to enforce.
Yeah, well,
hold
it's
on.
I think
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the views of Santa Cruz Voice.
I know it was there. Yeah, I know.
It's like when I was performing at that club, and on the way in I saw that sign, and it said, no weapons, no drugs, no cigarettes. And then under all of that, no big purses. It was like, whoa, buddy.
Somebody must
Are
be
they defending the house from the mailman?
Somebody walking their dog, probably. So,
well, that'll learn them.
So, yeah. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to hit a break here. I'm just going to re-hit the opener. And we're going to switch, and we'll be back right here on One Season in the Sun. See you second.
One Season in the Sun on Santa Cruz Voice. Wednesday, July 1. Children. New California laws take effect today, including tougher rules, holding parents accountable when minors riding e-bikes cause crashes. This should have happened a long time ago. I didn't know. It's thankfully no longer an excuse. Also today, after more than a century, the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library officially opens. It's about damn time Teddy Roosevelt protected millions of acres of public land and helped shape America's conservation movement. Hard to believe it took this long for him to get a presidential library. The Los Angeles leg of Major League Cricket begins today at the league's new Southern California venue, which is expected to host cricket during the 2028 Summer Olympics. We were invited down for opening day, but the timing just didn't work. It's a big step for cricket in the United States. I also got invited to the 2026 FIFA World Cup watch party at San Pedro Square, where they were expecting 10,000 to 15,000 people. Between that and virtually no parking, I politely passed. I like being able to leave events within a week, and I don't think this was one of those. Taste Test Tuesday on a Wednesday. Let's get into it.
All right, we're back right here on Santa Cruz Voice. You are listening to One Season in the Sun. People are joining as we've moved over to the tiki-talkie.
Welcome, people.
Okay, a correction. Yeah, it was January 1st that the e-bike parental accountability provisions went in there. As I was having it craft things there, it put it in the laws, not the trying to see what they're trying to crack down on it, but they're trying to be like, oh, please, and it's just not. It's not working. I don't. Whatever. So yeah. So this is ridiculously. Yeah. It's like, oh, and the AI says, I will do better next time after I have embarrassed you online. So that's a pretty fun thing there.
Meanwhile, I'm still thanking AI because, Skynet.
Yeah. So I don't know where this is, that there's already a giant crowd for the party for or the watch party for the World Cup. But it's not. It doesn't look like a San Pedro Square, but it's supposed to be San Pedro Square. I got a thing from the earthquakes the other day, and it said, "Hey, this is going to be such a big event. We're gonna, to get you guys in, we're gonna give you media credentials for it." And I'm like, "Well, that's great, but they're expecting a 10 to 15,000 people in an area that is tight if there's 1,000 people in it." And I'm kind of like, no, thank you. no, thank you. There's a earthquakes friendly on Friday. I think if I went to this thing today, I might not be able to make the thing on Friday that's like a mile away. So no. Maybe it's longer. Maybe it's 3 miles away, but it's very close. And no, thank you. No, thank you. So it is. So that's gonna be fun. I tell you what, I'm looking forward to Friday. I don't care if it's a friendly or not. Man, I miss those guys. They're just, I miss those guys. And then let's see, what else we got here. We've got Major League Cricket's going to LA. They're going to be opening up the stadium that they're going to use for the Olympics in 2 years. And that's pretty fun before they go back to Texas and then back to Oakland for the final. And then what else do we got here? And then in the Monterey Bay Sirens, couple miles from where I am sitting right now here in Monterey, it is, Monterey Bay Sirens are going to be playing their first playoff game. They won their division, so they are going to be playing their first playoff game on Friday. And get tickets quick because they're almost always close to capacity in there. And I don't know if they're opening up more for this game. And if they don't, it really will get real tight real quick. So these are things to for sure, you just sure know. And what else is going on here? Oh yes. Hollister Rally starting Friday, going through Saturday. Don't miss it.
Yeah.
Don't miss it. Save extra time. It is not easy to get into. I'm not going to tell you how I get in there because most people don't know that way. And that would make it so that there are more people going the way that I know how to get in instead of making it so I can go in there very easily. So there you go. Senegal was who beat Belgium earlier, and there are already people going through security at Levi's Stadium. I don't care what they say. I'm still calling it Levi's Stadium. And they have insecurity areas after you go through security that are normally where I park with the blue spaces. So yet again, another reason I don't want to go to this thing. Just no. So there we go.
Fair.
Yep. All right. So what else? What else we got here?
What else is happening in the world?
We've got these things that are part of our Taste Test Tuesday, but I've been eating them all shell. They are those PB&J mini waffle cones. I don't know what it is about everything where they're doing PB&J with it this year. These are really good. I mean, right.
I thought you had said they already went bad. But
no, I got more because I think it was last year at this time I got them. And yeah. Oh, I don't know why they were stale, but I'm going to tell you this. I am well above the serving size.
Yeah.
Because these are really good. So, I'm going to say, I'm well above the serving
size. Well, you're just having another serving. That's fine.
Having another serving, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm also, it is warm here in the sunroom, and therefore the Darla is laying down looking at me like, it's hot. But here's the things. Oh, I went and did, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out to Carmel and did an open mic last night, and I remember why it is I don't do a lot of them anymore. It was because as we've gone over the cardinal rules of comedy, and, we'll review them for people, because I feel like there's a lot of people that...
Timing's really big. That's a big one.
Well, these are things like, don't break these because timing and such are, those are things I think you can learn, but you need to know these things going in. One, be prepared. Like if you show up at a place looking like a hobo, that better be your thing, because if somebody asks you to do a set and you look like a hobo, you are now doing sets as a hobo. And that should be, that is, if that's not your shtick, then you need to stop going around places like that, because this is a bad idea. Number two, and it sounds simple, but tell your truth. If nobody looks at you and says what you just said happened to you, it is not your truth. I mean, somebody says, no, man, that's not you. And I go, whatever. Then do not be the hero in your own joke. It's just narcissistic, and also people don't like you because you're not telling something that tragically happened. You're just trying to be like, oh, look, I do this. Then don't.
It's not a joke. It's just saying a thing.
Yeah. Do not piss off half the audience. Now, this is very important, not pissing off half the audience, because if a couple comes to your show and you piss off one of them, you'll never see either of them again until they break up.
That's true. I watched one, and I didn't tell the joke, but I was at a show where someone told a joke that made a woman storm off, and her boyfriend had to follow her.
Yes. Well, here's the second part about and then last one here is learn your own jokes. I actually use the F word in that one for the rule when we're not censored. But and it is very important because if you're having to read your jokes, you are not telling your truth and you are not prepared.
Yeah, this isn't poetry.
I mean, there are things other than, I mean, there are things included in those rules other than, knowing your jokes. But I mean, it's like you can't do, hey, I just thought of this. You can't do that if you are reading it off your card. And then, so here's the thing about this particular open mic. The person that runs it wants it to be a competition. So that means bring your friend that can scream loud. Okay.
Already, this is terrible. And then the second and even more ridiculous part about it is every one of these rules was broken by multiple people. And in fact, most of them that broke rules broke more than one. And I'm like, dude. Well, recidivism.
I guess you are at an open mic night, but this is also why I don't come to them. Because it's like, dude,
maybe we should explain what's the barrier to entry for an open mic night.
Having the ability to get there. So.
And find the guy with the list.
Yeah. Yeah. And the guy who had the list, all right, the guy who had the list, somebody used to come out to a show that I used to run. And he was always, he was always like, oh, I would do it like this. I would do it like that. I wouldn't bring professionals in. I brought professionals in so that the people who aren't participating in the open mic had somebody that will hopefully entertain them. But it was, but the people who were there being, I'm just a local guy trying to, get some time. Well, I'm giving you time, but I'm also, having somebody come in with an example of maybe how you should do things. So
it's like I did a benefit for a friend of a friend, and the guy we had headline, made us all feel like we were pretending.
Well, okay. I mean, as somebody who is, can command money for doing the job, they should make a lot of people feel like, man, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Yes, there's a lot of you that should not be doing this. Oh, I got a flash goal. Ooh. I don't know what it means, but I've got it. Also, and here was a fun part. So also, while I was there, I got a text message informing me that that Darla's advanced training class it starts on Thursday, which is good. I mean, she looks ready. No, I don't know. She doesn't look great. And but here's the thing, man. When calling somebody, how is low bar? I admit that I call her low bar, but the trainer shouldn't call her low bar. Yes, she's been the best dog in class, and regardless of the fact that there's the giant golden retriever that doesn't even know how to sit, after beginner and advanced class and intermediate class, it is not Darla's fault. And the fact that she is the best dog in the world at lay on your bed. Hey, look, man, that just goes and shows how good she is, not how much everybody should be, griping about what she's doing. Yes.
Well, it takes 10,000 hours of practice to become a master at something.
Oh, jeez. Thank you, Don. I mean, Lord. This is what the old lions try to tell you to keep you from taking their jobs.
I was talking about your dog.
Well, no, I understand that, but these are the same things that Don tries to tell everybody to keep people from trying to come take his job.
Well, this is Malcolm Gladwell, but
yeah. Well, this is also here's the thing I argue about that. If you can recognize and retell the absurdity in your everyday life, and you know who you are, you can do things that are funny very quickly. But if you don't know who you are and you can't recognize the absurdity in your own life, 10,000 hours ain't going to teach you. I mean, that's it. And, for whatever people, are like, oh, okay, no, that ain't there's no 10,000 hours it's going to teach you if you don't know who you are. Okay, so there again. Oh, wait.
We're done with Steve Hofstetter. We're now throwing down the gauntlet to Malcolm Gladwell. If you want to come on and argue...
I am just pointing out the head coach of Belgium should get a red card right now. Because the guy from Paraguay got a red card for having a conversation with his mouth covered. And so the coach of Belgium is doing it. And it's not that I don't think this is the damn stupidest freaking rule I've ever heard in my life. It's if we're going to throw a player out of a football match for it, we should throw the coach out of the football match for it as well. Not that it is not the stupidest rule ever. Okay, they're covered their mouth. Oh, but Belgium coach should be heading to the locker room right now. Right now. I can tell by all. Alrighty. So, you know what? I don't know. We had other things, but you know what? We're running on that time. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to just go ahead. We're going to hit the backside of water, and we will be back next week with some stuff about the rally, stuff about what happened in LA with cricket. And there we go. And there we go. We'll be back. All right. We'll see y'all later. Have fun storming the castle.
Take it easy.
I gotta rewind this. Okay.
Do you believe in unicorns? Sparkle Army here tonight. Do you believe in unicorns? Paint our orange across the bay. Sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle. Here we go. Sparkle Army, raise it high. Orange Army, paint the sky. Sixers soaring, wickets fall. Bowlers charging, give it all. Boundaries ringing all the way. Paint our orange across the bay. The sky.